right, family. So today we're gonna bring you another segment called Jurassic Stocks. That's right. So this is all about us looking at companies that have been public for 50 years or longer. And what we want to know is, are you going extinct? Or do you still got some profits and some hunt left in you? That's right. Are you going extinct? Or are you still alive, up and running, man? The goal behind this is because we understand that every year companies are getting older, and it doesn't mean that they are producing more profits. And there's also always new companies coming to take your spot. And so what I want to do is I want to help you get some of them Jurassic stocks out of your portfolio. So today, we're going to start this off with something that's a banger. And I want y'all to comment in the chat below and tell us what you think. Also, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe to the channel. At the end of the video, I'm going to tell you, will I add it to the portfolio? Do I like it? Nah, we gotta put this in the ground because this one's going extinct. We don't want no parts of it, man. So today we're going to talk about a company. I'm not going to tell you the name yet, but engages in the development and manufacturing, the distribution, and the sale of paints, coating, and related products to professional, industrial, commercial, and related customers. It operates through three segments: paint stores, consumer brands, and performance coating. The paint stores group segment offers agricultural paint and coating and protective of marine products, and it also works with OEM, which stands for Original Equipment Manufacturer. So it also has paint where it does with contractors and do-it-yourself homeowners, right? It also deals with woods, caulking, adhesive, retailers, hardware stores, hardware centers, and retail dealers, right? So let's talk about this company, right? The company we talking about is Sherwin-Williams. That's right, ticker symbol SHW. Now, here's some of the brands that's under Sherwin-Williams brand. You got Sherwin-Williams, you got Valspar, you got Mini Wax, you got Purdy, you got Carlon, you have Thompson's Water Seal, you have Dutch Boy, Sherwin-Williams from HGTV, and more. So let's dig a little deep into this brand. So when I looked into this brand, the company has been around for over 50 years, right? It is a worldwide leader in dealing with paint, adhesive, caulkings, things like that, right? It has a market cap as of now of $78 billion. Now, it does pay a 0.81% dividend, which is less than one. That equates to about $2.86. And we're not mad at that, right? What I did see was in Q2 through Q4 of 2023, they did beat earnings. They did miss in Q1. What I do like about them more than anything, their free cash flow has consistently grown. Now, 4 years ago, they had a decline, but the last 3 years, they have picked it up. I'm talking about in a way that's crazy. Why? Because they're the go-to when it comes to paint. So you can catch them in all your stores when it comes to trying to buy paint. I also like that they have an ROIC, which is return on invested capital, of 23%. That is good. Anything over 15, we not mad at it. Now, let's just do some more numbers, right? So in 2023, they returned 32%. We like that. They got some tech companies that ain't turned 32%, right? This year alone, they're only up 2%, so this kind of been a slow year for them. And I like to go back and look at 5 years. So in 5 years, the company has done 114% rate of return. I am not mad at that at all. 114% rate of return is good over the last 5 years. And so when you think about this company, they have a lot where they can evolve into, right? So when it comes to competition, what I like about this industry is it's not a growing industry, but it is a predictable industry. So when you're looking at companies, you want to look at predictability. Now, of course, they got your other companies, but they are a leading provider. So think about it. When you think about paint, what you think about? The people with the all white on, right? Painting it. You think about the Sherwin-Williams, like they have that branding moat. They also are that go-to brand. So let's talk about some of the other things that we actually like about this company. Net sales are up from the previous year, but also annual sales are up, which more than doubled from 11.3 million to 23.1 one, I said, okay, they selling some paint. They selling some paint. But also they have 4,694 stores that are paint operated stores. This is good, right? Also, net income is up and operating income is up. Now, last year, the company did double their market cap from 23 billion to 79 billion. Okay, Sherwin-Williams. Run it up. All right, but that's doing part, they said, with the innovation of their paints, meaning there's a new technology they have going with their paints. I never thought about that. I ain't gonna lie. Technology and paints? I never thought about that. I never thought that was the thing, right? But I guess as they innovate, they say they're coming out with more stainless stuff, more household-friendly paints, more fume-friendly paints, and they're making a lot from the do-it-yourself painting, where people, like Home Depot, you do it yourself. I guess one of the things I think that drove the stock was, I think people were doing a lot more. Even when we look at YouTube, we look at Instagram, people are doing a lot of those do-it-yourself things for content, right? I honestly think that content creation has helped a lot of these brands with the do-it-yourself, because that's content, whether you're messing up or you're doing it right. I think that has become a thing. So here's what I like to do. They say our ability to attract, retain, develop, and progress as a company has amazing. But also, look what they said, that was real dope. The evolution of the consumer is working in our favor, and our ability to protect and enforce our material trademarks and other intellectual property rights. I like that. So they're telling us that they are getting younger. Damn, kind of go with what I'm saying, right? As the consumer becomes younger and consistently evolves, they are becoming that go-to brand. I ain't gonna lie, when I think about paint, I think about Sherwin-Williams, or like Behr, right? But I think Sherwin-Williams has that market share. They have that brand name, that title. So that's definitely a thing that we go for. Now watch this. Disruptions in our supply chain includes those related with industry capacity, raw material availability, transportation, logistic delays, and constraints, but also political instability or civil unrest. Now, the reason why that's important to us, because that's telling us what are the risks that could stop them from delivering on time. It could be supply chain issues. It can be an industry and constraints. It can be a raw material, the availability to transport those raw materials, and logistic delays, but also political instability and civil unrest. So these are some of the things that we know that they're telling us that will hinder the growth of the brand and of the business. Now, I'm going to keep it 100. If we're looking at dinosaur stocks or Jurassic stocks, as we said, I want to talk about companies that's not growing, but companies that's not serving the consumer well, companies that may be lagging products and service, but also companies that's just not rewarding their shareholders. And I will say Sherwin-Williams is a Jurassic stock that I would still invest in. I would still invest in that brand because they still have great consumers. They still have great storefronts that they can grow that in so many different areas. Even if we have robots that's painting, the robot's not gonna make their own paint. They're gonna get the paint and you put the robot in some kind of way to spray the paint from the machine. So I like Sherwin-Williams as a brand. I like what they got going on. I think they can bring that dividend up a little bit more. But when it comes to dinosaur stocks that are extinct or ones that have life in them, I'm going to say Sherwin-Williams definitely has life in it. Let's go, man. It's your boy, The Wall Street Trap. Listen, make sure you like and subscribe to this. Comment in the chat. Tell us what you think about these type of videos where we look at some of the older companies in the market and we ask ourselves, do we need to stay away or do we need to be? Because I know what y'all like to say. That company ain't going nowhere for a while. And that is absolutely not a reason to invest in a stock. Before we go, I want you to know that it's not me in the chat telling you about Bitcoin, ask you to send me some money, tell you reach out to me on WhatsApp. That's not me, so do not fall for it. And lastly, make sure you subscribe to Trapping Tuesdays each and every Tuesday on the Wall Street Looks Like Us Now Network and download them on all podcast platforms. It's your boy, The Wall Street Trapper. Salute.